Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Well, hey there, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. It's the Big Biz Show, including myself. I'm Sully. This is Mike Costa, our co-host. Mary Burt Godwin, our co-host. Greg Tartaris, our executive producer. And, of course, there's the DTC. DTC.
You're cute.
Oh, my goodness. So I believe, in my heart of hearts,
yes.
This is going to be a great show today. We were talking earlier today about a number of things, including ageism. And I was telling my, I do use this moniker a lot. I got 20 good summers left. Mm-hmm. I used to say 30.
Yeah.
It was 25, and then it was 20.
Yeah.
And then I was telling my daughter Delaney, who's a traveling doctor. She works for Doctors Without Licenses.
Yep.
She's a traveling. She's a doctor. She's a doctor of physical therapy. Went to med school, then went to physical therapy things. She was anyway. So now they have a traveling thing where she gets to go 3 months at a time, live wherever she wants. So she's currently in Washington D.C.
Ooh.
And she goes, shouldn't I be starting a career? I mean, and she's staring on the barrel of 30. And I said, honey, you have literally 50 good summers left, and then 5 bad ones.
Yep. Yes.
The Alpo years, if you don't plan. But the point is that we were talking about birthdays, and the fact that ageism is not a thing anymore. You know, dead is the new 60.
Oh, put that on a T-shirt. Holy crap.
Did I see Howie roaming around the building today? Where's Howard? Howard Font. There he is.
Oh, look at what
Howie with our business.
Hello.
Do you have business news today? Because you look like you're kind of roaming around waiting for.
I have
for
the
a beer.
most important news. I mean, the guy that.
Because I saw the market. I saw the market. I saw the bond stuff, and we were talking about the devalued dollar earlier. So start off with something here, huh?
Talking about devalued 30-year bonds, we have a birthday today.
What?
Mr. Devin Doan, 30 years old.
Devin Doan is 30? Devin Doan is 30 years old?
Devin Doan is 30 years old.
Oh, hello.
Who's Devin Doan? Is he the jackwagon you do that stuff
Is everything rusty?
is it that?
I think we have something for him too.
Yeah, are you seeing what's on the screen here?
Is Miles around?
There's Devin Doan. There's Devin Doan.
Hey.
Who wore it best? Hey.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
We got some.
look at awesome.
I think we got
What
some.
is this business?
I think we need to celebrate your Fiesta style. Your dirty 30. Dirty 30. For
Devin,
Mr.
hold
Doan.
on the mic there.
Senor. Oh wait, let's do this first. There we go.
Oh, I love. Oh, the gold. He's the gold cowboy hat.
And we have.
Oh yeah.
Whoop.
I
Oh,
love
look
the
at.
look. How do I look?
Do you want to? Do you want to wear this
You
too?
look great.
I don't know if that will.
I think you look fabulous.
Throw it on the screen. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
We need some tequila for this too.
Ooh, someone take tequila?
I
Some
like that.
tequila right back there.
I heard you guys went to the Padre game this weekend.
We did.
You know, Howie wore this out to a birthday party one time.
Oh
Howie,
my.
That's the one
I said, Howie, wrong party.
Yeah.
Now
We don't have
Can I
Padres
say that was all I was wearing?
Yeah.
Now, we unfortunately went to the game where we saw the Dodgers hit a grand slam, and we were just like, all right, we should get out of here. Like, you want to go to the bar?
Oh, you went to a bar.
Oh, no, we
So-
saw the Dodgers hit a grand slam, then we went to the bar.
Okay, we do. Oh, okay, got it. We do not have a
I'm
candle
not
for you,
I'm
but
not my grandmother, by the way.
make a wish. This is
Wait.
French toast cookie.
I'm not my Italian grandmother.
French
Unibrow,
toast and Mexican
French toast.
Where's your
sombreros.
mustache up there?
Because
Okay.
it's a note to my Italian grandmother.
It's
Oh, okay.
French because on your 30th you've already surrendered.
Is
It's
no-
over.
It's
I
over.
I do surrender. I'm
Yes.
over it. It's all back
Make
in
a
the
wish.
20s.
All right. Go back to, what is this here?
There you go.
Crumbly party
Crumble
box.
cookies.
Oh.
Woo!
Wow.
French toast flavor. He gets his own
that.
French toast flavor.
Look at that.
I'm gonna take my unibrow off.
Pistachio,
We'll put it
wedding
right here.
cake,
Look at this.
salted caramel. I need a bite of
good
all
look.
of them.
I didn't
Oh, where's
notice.
the
Flavor saver.
the cookie
There
cutter?
you go.
There we go.
We got a cookie cutter.
How are you 30?
Yeah, dirty 30.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. You're 30? Okay, come over here again. Yeah, go ahead, please play. Come over here. What is it? What's the set of a train wreck? Do you know else is 30? Howie, see the difference? Big Biz Show, we'll see you tomorrow.
Nothing wrong here. It's my partner.
I'm sorry, Dylan. What's your name?
We do need that.
Taking care of business. Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
To Devin Doan, our
Love that
director
guy.
or creator. I don't know what he's called. He does the stuff with Howie and he does all of the packages and stuff.
He's
And
so
He
talented.
and Jared together and with
Yeah.
Curtis and all the editors here, fantastic. Speaking of birthdays, though, I don't think I'm going to stop the birthday thing. I'm not going to like, but don't you like at some point you dreaded hitting the 30 or the 40 or the 50 or the 60. But then it was like, I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
No, it's just
Have
the
you
day.
ever, Mary Burt Godwin,
Yes.
put a different year
No, never.
on anything?
Never. Not one time.
Dating site,
No.
bank account.
Why
I'm just
why
asking.
lie
I'm just
on
asking.
dating sites? That's just a waste of everyone's time. And
Because they're just all going to piss you off anyway.
they're going to piss me off. And why start off with a lie? You know what I mean?
You're true. No,
I want
no,
a
you're
dating
absolutely
site
right.
where you say exactly
So-
all of
so
your
when they
things.
show-
Like,
so-
do you snore? Bye.
So back in the day when they showed up with if they put their pictures up from 1980, and
Oh, that's a thing.
They were big in the 80s. Now they're big in their 80s.
Yeah, that's a thing.
they show up, and they're So did you get? I don't want to talk about dating. I was talking about birthdays, but when you used to look at those, did you get good at looking at the pictures, realizing something's not right with this thing when you
For
look?
sure. Oh,
The
yeah.
birthday thing is interesting though, because I turned 60. I will be 64 years old when our single comes out for the new album.
Yes.
And it proves that ageism is not a thing.
Yeah.
And I look at other, and look, listen, I ain't no day at the beach here, okay, right? I'm not the most attractive person in the world. However, I see guys that are in their 50s that look like, remember when you saw movies back, or radio plays? I remember on Beverly Hillbillies. Do you know how old Granny was?
Oh, yeah.
50.
No what?
Granny was 50. Granny, you know Granny?
Beverly
Let's do a story
Hillbillies?
about a man named Jed.
Right.
She was
Irene,
50. I'm an old woman.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
That was 50.
That is sad.
What's that?
Irene Ryan.
Irene Ryan. Wow, nice pull. Who's watching Leave It
That
to
was
Beaver?
Matt.
Or these? Oh, of course.
Of course
Maddie.
it was.
Yeah.
My Trivial Pursuit partner.
Yes.
But do you think birthdays are less and less important as they used to be? Or are they more important now?
Ooh.
I think it depends on who you ask.
When did you stop getting birthday presents?
I
From
love birthdays.
your mom.
I still get a check.
I still get a check too.
I
$5?
still get a check.
$5?
$5.
I get $5 checks. So my grandma's still sensitive. She's
Don't spend it all in one place.
buy yourself something nice.
Yeah.
But because I think birthdays are less important now.
I love
Not my even my kids' birthdays. It's like great, I'll send flowers, but that's all. I'm not getting you anything. Go. You're 30.
Right.
You know who I hate?
When did you switch to check and not giving gifts? At what age? With
I've
your
never
kids?
written checks. Well, I've been writing
Or
checks.
cash, whatever.
Gift cards?
Wow, that's a discussion. Is a gift card a gift, Mary? See, I'm asking her because if I gave you a gift card, let's say you were my sister for my birthday, that would be appropriate. If you were dating, if Trevor, your date, whoever Trevor is, gave you a gift card for your birthday, would that be okay?
I'm going to break this down for you.
Okay, she clearly has an opinion.
I don't mind a gift card. What I don't mind, or what
Don't
I
like.
don't like, is when I get a gift card, let's say for a massage.
And it doesn't say
at
how much.
No, for a La Costa Spa gift card. This
Here
has
in San
happened
Diego,
to me.
California,
And they
beautiful
gave it to me for $100.
And
Is that massage costing me $100? No, it's costing me $250. That means to get my own gift, I've got to spend $150 of my own money.
Oh, so you're saying
So it doesn't cover the
So
whole
if it is
thing.
a criteria-specific
Yeah.
gift card, here's $100 for your next cruise.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
that's not a gift.
No.
I gotta
It's a portion of a gift.
It's a portion.
No,
of
and-
it.
It's a small
And I was gonna
portion.
get
And
everything.
of a
no, but
gift.
the point is though, for me to get my gift, I have to spend.
I have to spend my own money.
Exactly.
Find out the
Right.
price, get it to me, give it to me,
hooked ya.
plus the tip, and then that's a nice gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You got that, DTC?
Yep.
Okay.
Got it. Got it.
The gift card thing for me is bothersome when you don't put
And the amount?
the amount.
Yeah, you have to put the amount.
Put the damn amount on
Right.
there.
It is.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're going to get a full burrito or just some chips at, at Chipotle.
Do you
$5 gift card.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't cover the whole thing.
Like, oh yeah, great. Here's a gift card for $5. I was like,
And everything on the menu is 10. It's the same thing.
it costs you more energy.
exactly.
You should be paying me.
Here's the gas to
You
get to
couldn't
Iowa.
afford how much I earn per hour to calculate this
That is
crap.
great.
Now, is there any stigma? Not a stigma. Is there any stigma with respect to playing with, let's say, a coupon at a restaurant? Do you do that? Like, I remember when I was in my 20s, man. If I get a $5 off Subway, I'm using it. If I'm sitting, I remember at the Chart House, taking my prom date for dinner, and there's like a 50-cent off every bottomless 7-Up. Like, honest to goodness.
Yep.
There was never a stigma with me. Now, I don't do it now because I sort of feel like I don't ever see coupons because I don't go out there and hunt them down.
Yeah.
But would you use a coupon or a gift card?
Excuse me. If I was out with my wife.
Is that in a New York Minute? Is that what
Well, I
you're
was about to say that, but I was also thinking if it was like a business dinner or something important, I'm going to make sure that the coupon is taken care of well before the meal.
Did you, when you took me on those business dinners?
So no one's going to see it.
Remember the steak? I've been on more business dinners with Greg Todoroff.
Oh, yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was the talent on the air, and Greg was head of sales, and he was schmoozing.
Allegedly,
schmoozed?
a talent.
Oh, he
I mean, we're
schmoozed.
kind of using that.
We
term
went to the best
loosely here.
steakhouse in town.
I was the talent. I was the talent.
He'd trade me around the freaking place.
That's right.
Sit down. He'd have bottles of Silver Oak and large pieces of meat.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a very interesting sort of culture there where you can't use that type of.
Well, no, I think.
But then
it's
but you had
understood that
freebies as a
you're
radio.
going to use that kind because it's called script. So
Right.
it's trade that you do
Right.
with these restaurants.
Right.
So you kind of
It's
feel
called
like
script.
It's called script.
That's right.
So you kind of feel like you're using monopoly money because the check comes.
You are.
And you're starting like I got
Wait a minute,
one,
you
I
never-
got two,
wait a
I
second.
got three, I got
Wait,
four.
And they're all brightly
Right
colored
now,
pieces.
When we were-
if I were on a date and I was trying to impress, never in a million years would I do it, right?
No.
But how would they know?
But unless I did it, when they weren't looking.
Wait a second. So all those when we went to Donovan's, who's not around anymore.
Yeah.
Donovan's Steakhouse.
Yes,
Oh.
100%.
Silver Oak.
Monopoly money.
Like
Yes.
Cabernet one, big. Really.
Yeah.
I would have had the lobster tail. I had no idea. I
used to MC events for the then San Diego Chargers when they were here, and they would pay in Donovan's trade.
Yeah.
And it was $100 gift cards.
Right.
And I would take my wife, my family, whomever out for a big steak dinner.
Yep.
And the waiter would come, and I would just go like this and slide a deck of gift cards to them.
You know,
and they would come back
Right.
and say, "Okay, there's $28 left on this. Thanks for coming."
Yep.
And you would always obviously tip them whatever the amount was that you ate.
I want Miles East or Chloe to research. There is a whole industry of remnant gift cards.
Yes.
In other words, when you're down to your last $3, and you like let's say for you get a $100 gift card and you go buy an outfit and it's $89.
Yeah.
Do you ever
Never
the
go back.
amount of people that
Yeah, right.
forget about the $11?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It is a shadow economy in the billions. And there's going to be, I would argue, there's going to be some sort of a business that comes out to help you consolidate that stuff.
Got to be.
Because it's what is
They never expire, right? Gift cards can't expire.
Right.
And a lot
Like
of
gift
them.
certificates back in the day.
Yeah.
And those could expire, but there was
back
a
to
law
the
that
birthday
was
thing.
passed.
Is it cheesy to get a gift card? Is it okay for you to get, or is it dependent who's it from? What if it was
I
from
think,
your husband?
That would be annoying.
23.
I'm not
Wait.
married, though, so-
Hold on. Jared Coleman, our executive, whatever. He runs the place, whatever he does. He's Emmy Award winning though.
Yes, he is.
His wife's birthday was this week. What'd you get her?
And there's, wait a second, and that's a good point. And there's,
He's like, nothing.
It's real.
Chris is directing. What did you say, Jared? How much? $23 billion unused remnant gift cards.
What?
23 billion. That's 2,300 million.
Okay,
No, 23,000 million.
Okay.
It's $23,000 million.
All right, but how does that business operate then? Is it like
No, I'll
if
tell you how it
someone comes
operates.
to me and says, "Hey, I'll give me all your leftover Donovan's gift cards that have like, well,
They have Greg Todoroff's name on the top.
does it have to be like a Visa?
Why do all of these say Greg Todoroff?
Or an Amazon card? It's got to be pretty basic though what the card is for somebody to receive what's
So
left.
what you're asking me, how would you?
How do you monetize that?
I would
Where's
say, I'd tell you what I would do. I would say I'm going to give you I will give you 80 cents.
On the dollar?
I'll give you 60 cents on the dollar for your gift card.
Okay.
And then
All
what I'm
right,
doing
yeah,
with that,
yep.
then I'm somehow going to amalgamate it and some other fish for 30. I mean, I don't know what the model must be there.
It has to be.
It has to be because that's too much money to lay there. But it's also, recall, if you sold a gift card to a customer pre-COVID,
Yeah.
and you went out of business as a restaurant, and I got a $300 gift card for Donovan's, who went out of business during COVID,
Yep.
right? And you paid
got
for
that
it. It
money.
wasn't scrip, as you call it.
Right.
You paid for it. That is, I wonder what the losses are, consumer losses. You got
There's a
consumer
lot.
losses versus unused gift cards. And guess who's winning all the time, the whole time?
Of course, the house.
The company, because they sold the gift card in the first, they don't care, they got their money in the first place.
Yeah.
I do like a Sephora gift card or something where I can go shopping.
Oh, I love Sephora.
Don't you
Stop
love
it.
it? All your products. What's
That's
your
why you're
favorite
never
brand?
shiny. Big Biz Show.
Sephora.
But I don't mind. Then I end up spending my own money there. But I don't mind that because I buy more than what. As long as it's not $5.
Sephora's massive, right?
Massive. Yeah.
Just everywhere.
Do you have any idea what they're talking about?
You don't know what
Not at all.
Sephora is?
Not at all. Makeup. No.
You know what Ulta is? You know what Ulta is, right?
From the Loft 100 Studios, Big Biz rolls on another beautiful day, Southern California. Costa, Mary Burke Godwin, Greg Todoroff, Sully, and joining us right now, one of our all-time favorite guests. He is the founder and CEO of Splash Beverage Group, stock symbol SBEV. Robert Nistico back with us here on the Big Biz Show. Robert, how have you been, my friend? It's been too long.
Just great. How you guys doing? Good to see you all.
Look at how good you look and sound now. You are a
Look at it. Wow.
I've seen you in person, and I got a man crush on you for 3 years now. You know that. Robert Nistico, by the way, was what number employee were you at Red Bull? Were you like the third employee or the fifth employee?
Really the fourth, but we had an assistant also, so it was a very small group.
But not that sounds like it's a sensitive topic or anything.
No. Right.
But that assistant hasn't been seen for some time.
They who shall remain nameless.
You took a company that was unknown as the senior vice president general manager for Red Bull North America to $1.45 billion in sales, had a nice exit, had a long-term vision for the company. So he starts this other great company called Splash Beverage Group, and now he is the founder and CEO of Splash Beverage, and you can see some of the beverages online. I'm going to let you, we haven't talked to you for a while, I'm going to let you catch us up, because what's interesting, it's not only a beverage company, but it's a merger and acquisition company where they're making acquisitions of certain brands that fit into their category. Robert, I'll just let you take it away and fill us in what's going on lately.
Yeah, I mean, it really, we've talked about this some in the past. I mean, technically, we are a straight-up beverage company. We own brands, we build them, we sell them to distribution and/or retail. But our real path to growth is acquisition, and I know a lot of our shareholders are anxiously awaiting news on various acquisitions. I'd like to remind everybody that we're talking about beverage alcohol, so every state has its own licensing. Takes a little bit more time than you'd like, but yeah, our vision is to grow through acquisition and, of course, to grow our legacy brands.
I think one thing that I bring up every time I talk to you, because I want people to understand, is that you were one of the first people to say that distribution, the power of distribution, is always underestimated. And I remember what happened a couple years ago when you had Tap Out go to Walmart on the end caps, and suddenly that changed the face of everything, and that was a distribution model. Talk to us about what the distribution plans are going forward, because I mean you're moving and shaking here. So let's talk about where we think your efforts are. Is the efforts into acquisitions, the efforts into distribution, or is it all the same thing at the same time?
It's all at the same time. I mean, like I said, we have to take care of our legacy brands. That's critically important. But acquisition also gets us further distribution, more retail support. So it's a little bit of both. It's super important that we do both. Moving forward, with our legacy brands, we're really excited about Salt Tequila right now, and Copa de Vino, and Popo Loco. We're getting enormous retail support on those brands, and you'll hear more about that here in the near future.
Hey, Robert, I want to go back to Tap Out. We just showed these here. I'm going to I don't think I've tried this sparkling favorite.
So this Tap Out here, this is the Tap Out energy drink, and this is the Tap Out recovery drink. Two separate things here. So this is before and after, and I'll tell you what, that Tap Out energy drink is, I mean, I got to tell you, I may or may not have 3 or 4 cases of Popo Loco at home, and we may not have 4 or 5 cases of Copa Vino. But my new favorite thing pre-workout is a Tap Out energy drink.
I'm going for it right now, actually. Okay, but so I have teenage daughters, and these energy drinks are the thing. Whatever the brand, I don't know the flavor of the day. But I don't love some of the ones they choose because there's a lot of caffeine and a lot of sugar. But these don't have that. And they're dancers, they're competitive dancers. They don't need all that crap in their body. So I'm going to be bringing home all these for them to try. But can you talk about the differences between Tap Out and some of the other ones that are on the market right now?
Yeah, energy drinks. My old boss at Red Bull, he was really the guy that said, let's slice the bread before we eat it with respect to energy.
Yeah, but you know what? It stuck. Let's face it.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know
exactly.
that the Red Bull, the Red Bull F1 team is actually the fuel actually is Red Bull.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dietrich passed away about a year ago. It's a shame. He was a great guy, a good friend. But my point is, he used to say to me in his Austrian accent, Robert, you don't own ingredients, you only own brand.
Interesting.
And so we focused heavily on brand and quality ingredients, and that builds a platform for a long-standing, very important, century brand. Any of our products, especially our energy products or sport drinks, we're really careful to make sure that they're all natural, and each of the ingredients have what's called GRAS status. It's an acronym for generally regarded as safe. Now, I'm not going to name names, but some of our competitors don't do that.
Yeah.
There's a really, really big, lovely, very, very valuable brand, begins with a C.
Yeah, I didn't realize, by the way, that C brand was actually an energy drink, because I was popping 5 of them before a show one day because I just thought it was soda pop. Hi, Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. I mean, honest to God, James East, our music director here, is the one who said, hey, Bob, you know those are energy drinks, right? I just thought it was like apple soda. That was the greatest thing ever. No, and by the way, that's why my whole left side went numb, and I was on that day.
Right. It works.
So continue, Robert. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, so good tangent. So it's not everybody uses all natural ingredients. A lot of brands use sucralose still. It's not a natural ingredient. So we tend to use the best type of Reb A, B, D, C, E, which is basically stevia. But sucralose it was a fine ingredient for many years, but it's been outgrown. And a lot of the products you're talking about for your kids have ingredients they have GRAS status, but they're not necessarily considered the healthiest.
Hey, Robert, let's talk about Copa di Vino real quick, because every time I see this, it's a brilliant idea. It's quality ingredients. It's a good wine. In fact, all the wines in your Copa di Vino. And it's in a plastic cup.
Ballpark friendly.
It's ballpark friendly. Let's talk about the ballpark friendly part of this thing, because you guys had a great idea into introducing this into ballparks in the U.S. Where are we at with that?
Yeah, we're adding we call that large venue. We're adding large venue on a regular basis, almost weekly, certainly every other week. But more interestingly, the chains are coming on strong. We've made a lot of chain announcements, and I think part of it's the fact that the founder, who is a tremendous winemaker and a good friend, he works for us, James Martin. They always sold it in single serve, so we've now put it in a 4-pack. And I'm not sure if you saw the announcement, but Walmart is now picking up Copa di Vino 4-packs in 3 flavors.
Yeah, which means, and by that, I will tell you this: there's going to be a grenade effect on this thing. Okay, you toss that grenade to Walmart, okay, and they start selling it. And could you imagine when Middle America, on a retailer like that, Robert? I know you know this because this is how you guys operate. But that distribution, as you say, that is going to be key here, because can you imagine? You know, we were that house in the cul-de-sac with the 2 kids, and everybody came over to our house for the parties. Mm-hmm. And there's the guys are over. We're drinking salt tequila, right. And the wives are drinking this. When this hits suburbia, Robert, I'm going to tell you right now. I'll tell you what, and I think you know this, but that was a brilliant move. What's the distribution like on that? Is that, are you keeping up with that so far? Because I think you're going to run out of it.
Yeah, sorry about the fire truck. It's telling everybody about Copa di Vino distribution.
Go to it.
So we're really making tremendous inroads with traditional retail distribution. The brand prior to our acquisition was primarily large venue. Now we're really transitioning into traditional distribution. You should start seeing it in a lot of chains here in the next month or two.
His name is Robert Nistico. I'm going to call him on the outside. He's going to yell at me since we haven't talked for so long. But I miss you like a jilted girlfriend, pal. Robert Nistico, CEO, founder, Splash Beverage Group. We roll on. Stand by. Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks. If we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullygroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Well, live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny San Diego, California, it is the Big Biz Show. I don't even know how many years we've been on here. 1997.
Lots. Yep.
No, we've been on longer now. That's mistaken. It's 1993. But I like the fact that the logo's wrong. Big Biz Show. Costa, Mary Burt Gadwin, Greg Tarnoff, our executive producer, and the DT Qual. Thank you. Look at those guys. Wow,
man. So good.
Also known on another program as the Southside Servers. There you go. What that means? I've been spending all my time playing pickleball.
Oh,
like, all my time playing.
Yeah.
And it is a lazy man sport. It is the. Have you ever heard of the? Have you ever read the book called The Church of the Subgenius?
No.
Oh, it's a group of slackers and scoffers that are trying to be as successful as they can with doing the least amount of work.
Ooh, I love that.
That's me.
Oh,
right?
of course.
In fact, I'm going to buy you guys the book of the subject. I first read it in 1983. I think I was in college. Yeah.
I love
Church of the what?
In fact, Miles or Chris back there, if you guys can pull up the cover of the book of the Subgenius. It's fantastic.
I love
Subgenius. Yeah. So, but you're playing pickleball, right? Yeah. Here's pickleball. Here's tennis.
Oh,
right.
Get back, get your racket back, all 9 yards.
Here's pickleball.
Yep.
Now, low percentage shot, bam.
Exactly.
Low percentage shot.
Yep.
High percentage shot.
Yep.
It's like this.
Yep. And it makes such a lovely sound. All tennis players
there
like
it is. There's the book of the Subgenius right there. Yeah.
Oh,
it's fantastic. This is 1983, brother.
Right.
But it is the less is in pickleball. Truly, the people that are good are not banging. They go up to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're just like
They're just getting it in.
They're dinking.
Totally.
It's like a hit the dick, and you're like.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it is definitely like
Right.
it's a red.
Oh, you could, yes.
It's a red cup in one hand and a thing in the other. Definitely, you could do that.
Oh, you could sign a check when the server brings you a beer when you're playing pickleball.
And half.
Right? And then get back to the game.
You know, I've gone and hit a bucket.
Yeah.
Played a game, kind of hit a bucket, got a beer, and come back, and it's the same game.
The beauty of it, and that's why it's Sleep in the Nation.
Who's coming up next?
Joining us, right? This guy is a certified genius. Dean has been with us on the show before. He's
Is this the gold guy?
This is Goldfinger. This is Mr. Gold. This is Gold Guy. He's our gold guy that we go to.
Right, I love
Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. Dean, so great to have you back on the show. How
how are you? Oh, there he is. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See, there's a man of leisure.
Really well.
There's a man of leisure.
But he's got a
Thanks
tennis team.
for having me.
Dean, are you a tennis player? No pickleball guy?
Oh no, I've done them both, and I couldn't agree more. In fact, I want to get back to that pickleball discussion. I was enjoying that.
Yeah, because I always thought there was a bifurcation of people that play tennis, maybe looking down on us.
It's like skiers and snowboarders.
It's like broadcasters and podcasters, right?
Yep.
In the very beginning, no longer, but in the very beginning, podcasting was for broadcasters who couldn't make it.
Yep.
I sort of believe in my advanced station in life, I got about 20 good summers left and then 5 really bad ones after that. At this age, I can't play tennis anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
This is what it's gonna be. This is it.
Just cut down the area we've got to cover.
I've played 7 days in a row.
Can't beat it.
I play and Howie played with me.
Right.
Howie's, he's.
How is he?
Howie's good. He's 40 years younger.
I was gonna say.
Dean, could you say you're the gold standard of pickleball? Everybody, hello. Hey, Dean.
When pickleball is my second favorite drinking sport next to golf. That's what I would say.
Well said.
I want to talk to you about. We talked to you about last time, and that's Swiss America, of course. You were the president and CEO of Swiss America. Why don't you tell for the folks, because we have a much larger audience now. We're now in Bloomberg Financiero in Mexico. We just got approved to be in Bloomberg EU. We got the regular 125 million homes in BizTV in the U.S. market, not to mention American Forces Radio Network in 175 countries and all the ships at sea. Only 10% of them saw you last time because we were so quick. Tell us what Swiss America does so we can get the word out about you guys.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it.
Well, I can happen to see a SwissAmerica.com big logo right here.
Come on.
If you want to hitch your cart to our wagon.
Yeah.
What does Swiss America do exactly?
We are one of the largest, most comprehensive dealers of physical gold, physical silver, as it pertains to individual investors. So
why is physical important versus me just buying GLD, a gold exchange traded fund, or IAU, a gold exchange traded fund? Why is the physical thing important?
Well, at the end of the day, physical gold, the valuation of it is based on what it is as it sits in front of you. When you have GLD, gold mining shares, gold mutual funds, it's a paper representation of gold. The way I used to explain that to clients when they'd ask me that same question, it'd be to say, to think that you have physical gold by owning an ETF or a mining share would be like thinking that you own lumber just because you have Home Depot stock. It doesn't put you any closer to lumber. You're investing into the profitability and or the speculation of something when you're buying the paper counterpart. When you're buying the physical metal, and I guess, Sully, an answer to that as well, when you hear in the news, if you follow this at all, central banks, the establishment known as BRICS have been buying physical gold at a record pace.
What's
right
a brick?
now.
What's a brick? What's a brick? Talk to us about a brick.
BRICS is an alliance that has been formed. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, where they are really heavily looking to de-dollarize their nations. And the scary part is, and we talked about this briefly when I was on your program before, what started off as these 5 nations has now grown into dozens of nations who are all looking to do the same thing.
But here's the problem. Here is the major problem. What he's talking about is U.S. dollars is a global currency. Everything in this world is priced in U.S. dollars. I don't care what country you're in, it's priced in U.S. dollars. We are the global currency. Now, there's been several countries forever that have been trying to do it, but can you name a country more stable? Because the EU is several countries, immediately unstable, too many cooks in the broth, in the kitchen. I know that the Chinese yuan would like to be a global currency. The problem is they manipulate their currency to make it more expensive for us to buy goods, meaning we don't know how much paper is floating around there. It's never going to happen where they're going to decentralize the global currency. However, I will tell you this, to your point, the fiat currency is going to go away, my friend. That's the real, in my mind, and you and I can argue over tequila and golf at some point, but which I'm hoping we can do soon. Now that you brought it up. What I'm saying though is look, because our currency is based on a perception right now. Nixon pulled away the gold standard, and every other country, we're just the least dirty shirt in the hamper, if you think about it. So isn't that when that changes though, and we're going to say, wait a second. we're not believing in crypto. We're not believing in the almighty dollar. You better have something backing it. That's what you're speaking of, and I think that's really important.
Well, there is a war going on right now, which is like one of our most requested reports that we've put out, entitled "The Secret War on Cash." And the war that's going on, I'm with you, and I'd like to believe that the dollar is going to reign supreme forever. However, there have been things that have happened in the last 12 months that 2 years ago, 5 years ago, would have been unthinkable. Part of what has made the dollar reign supreme for so long, going back to the problems that we had with oil prices in the 70s, we had the established OPEC decided, all purchases would be made in U.S. dollars. India just several months ago, for the first time, they use their own currency to purchase oil rather than the U.S. dollars. And there has been this I want to say slowly, but it's not even a slowly growing trend right now, where as much as it seems far-fetched that that these other nations would step away from the dollar, it's happening as we sit here. And in large part, the reason they're doing it, one of the collateral benefits to them is it helps strengthen their own currency, their own economy. And
I say this about every guest. I say it about every guest.
He's an hour guy.
He's an hour guy.
He's an hour guy.
He's an hour guy. No, I shouldn't say that. I've said it about a couple guests today.
Can he come to the studio?
He is our hour guy. We need to make him. Is Dean Heskin, president and CEO
well, he's
of
just in
Swiss
Phoenix. It's not like it's a long
America.
It's like a big ass, pal. Pass over here.
Mr. Gold. Big Biz Show. Another beautiful day in Southern California. We are in the Loft 100 studios. More specifically, Carlsbad, California. No, it's not home of the Caverns. Costa, Barry Godwin, Greg Todorov, our executive producer.
That's right.
That guy's Sully.
Hey, we had such a great conversation. We had such a great conversation I think it was last week before last, with Derek Dresselhuys, who is the CEO of S Incorporated, stock symbol GWH. About long-term energy storage. And man, all of the articles in the news in the last week about long-term or long-duration energy storage. I mean, it's Eric, when you have your cell phone and you're having dinner with your wife and you talk about, I want to go to Barbados and she wants to go to Croatia, and suddenly everything on your phone is Barbados, Croatia.
Yep.
The phones must have been listening, or the news must have been listening, because I'm seeing so much news about long duration energy storage. Did you notice that in the last couple of weeks? Because this is a cycle, isn't it? I mean, we got blasted the last couple of weeks with this stuff.
Yeah, it's been a little, maybe that's just the way news cycles go, but New York Times, huge article, and then about 5 articles followed that.
I know, it was just
within
nuts.
a day. It's really everywhere.
Well, so what has changed? And we'll go back, because we picked up Bloomberg EU as a pilot so they can watch the show, and that audience, which is about 25 million, have not seen your stories. We're going to take it from the top of you, but just to start off with, what has changed in the energy storage space that makes it? I mean, it was as important last year as this year. Why suddenly all the attention?
Well, I think it actually is getting a little bit more important, and there's a couple of things driving it. The first is, there's a lot of talk these days about what the impact on the total energy system from things like AI are going to be, right? So if you think AI is an energy hog, right? So you need to have more energy, more electricity to provide the power for AI. And then you combine that with things like the war in Ukraine, which is for your EU audience, has been a huge issue, because the previous plan had been to rely on Russian gas, and that's how we were going to keep the lights on. And that doesn't seem like such a good plan anymore. So people are trying to find ways to ensure we have resiliency and reliability, and that's where long duration kicks in. It's really the only way to ensure that we can keep the lights on going forward.
Eric, as far as your race, energy storage, green energy, you guys are at the top of the pyramid. How many other people, though, are nipping at your heels to get where you are?
Well, there's, the world's woken up to it, and you can't have a huge market without having a lot of people kind of decide they want to get into it. The advantage that we have is we've been doing it longer. So most of the alternatives are still in the lab, and there's still ideas, and maybe some of those will come together and they'll turn into real products. A lot of them will fail and fall by the wayside. The other ways we've had to do this historically are just frankly too expensive or too hard to do. So When people ask how long have we been doing energy storage, I usually pull up a picture of the Hoover Dam. Right? And say, you know, we've been doing it for a long time. The problem is doing things like hydro are environmentally, you know, almost impossible to permit these days. And, you know, anybody that's tried to build a house recently knows, you know, inflation is a bad guy for things like construction costs, whereas we have a technology curve, so our stuff's getting cheaper as time goes by, not more expensive.
Hey, Eric, for those folks that have not heard your story behind S Inc. and GWH, which is a stock symbol, you can go to sinc.com. That's ESSinc.com. Talk on a very high level on what you guys do so folks can get familiar with it that haven't seen it before.
Yeah, so we've built a battery that stores energy using iron, salt, and water. So it's got a really low cost point. It's really safe, and importantly, we can source all the materials locally. So we build these batteries here in just outside of Portland, Oregon, and we ship them all over the world. We made a big announcement of a new customer in Africa this week. We're doing projects in Australia and in Europe. You know, what appeals to people is that you've got a battery that can store energy for 8, 10, 12 hours or more. You can do that in a way that's really safe. So some of the problems that lithium batteries have had are avoided. You know, they kind of tend to start on fire, which is a bad thing. And then the last thing is you know, people I think are really excited about the fact that we're building these batteries here in the U.S. So, you know, so much of the technology we buy in the world of energy in general comes from China and other places. And we're part of this trend of, you know, bringing it back to the U.S. and building it here locally.
Eric Dresselhuys, CEO of S Incorporated, stock ticker symbol GWH, with us here on the Big Biz Show. Eric, you know, there was a while there where products made in the United States, people in other countries would say, oh, it was made in the United States. Has that flipped now, where other countries, in particular what you're building, your company is making, say, oh yeah, that's what we want from the United States?
Oh yeah, 100%. People, not just the products, but people like doing business with American companies. We're honest, we fulfill our contractual obligations, you know, and so, you know, I think that this idea, you know, there's this concept of friendshoring that's come up. So I look at, you know, like our friends in Australia or some of the projects we're doing in Europe. We buy components from those places. They buy products from us. Everybody's really good trading partners. Rule of law is the rule of the day. And I think that's what people are looking for as we're, you know, transitioning the kind of the core infrastructure that keeps, you know, our houses, you know, heated and our businesses running. They want to buy stuff from people that they know and trust.
Eric, one last question for you, and I love that you're back on the air with us. It's obviously very timely. So you brought up something to us when we first met, and it was called energy transition. I'm sure you remember, you probably say that a lot. How do you prepare as a company for energy transition? Because that means transition into the infrastructure, transition to adoption rates on how we're going to, are we buying the fact that it's going to happen? Talk to us about your strategies, you know, as a company for that, because you have to be, I mean, this is like an everyday thing for you.
Oh yeah, we live the life every day. And, you know, the thing that I think is hard for people is we kind of take the infrastructure we have for granted. We the poles and the wires, the roads and the sewers and everywhere, you know, everything that goes into our core infrastructure. You know, we've built that up over 150, 200 years.
Yeah, right.
And now we're going to transition it all in the next 30 years. And so the scale at which we're going is really, you know, mind-bending. You have to just think about doing things at a scale that you've never thought of before. And that means, you know, going bigger, going faster, driving cost out, making it easier to do. And that's what we spend our days thinking about.
Well, his name, of course, Eric Dresselhuys, CEO of S Inc. That's ESS Inc. And their stock symbol, of course, GWH. So great to have him on the air with us. And once again, you can go to sinc.com, ESSinc.com. There he is with the man from Congress that's pushing this thing through.
What is it? Water,
salt, and tequila. It's called a ranch water.
Yep.
Little lime on top.
Delicious.
Delicious. What do you know about alcohol? That it's delicious, and I love it.
What is it, Friday?
Mike and Dave need wedding dates. That does it for us. That wraps up a Tuesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. See you later. Bye.